Why did a Shaolin trip 20 years ago make Fabian unforgettable? What is the reason for Natalie to return to Shaolin Temple? Father's perseverance, daughter's tenacity. How does Shaolin Temple change a multinational family? Please continue watching my Shaolin story. Natalie's father Fabian came to Shaolin Temple to learn Kungfu 20 years ago. From then on, Fabian became attached to Shaolin Temple. He hoped that his children could also come to Shaolin Temple to learn Shaolin Kung Fu and Shaolin spirit. On the 20th anniversary of the day he left the Shaolin Temple, Fabian and his wife took their 9-year-old daughter, Natalie, to the Shaolin Temple to learn Kung Fu.
20年我觉得也算一个时间的节点吧。一个就是我觉得孩子他成熟了，他能够开始去领悟什么是中国的文化。
Natalie's parents make her a one-week plan of learning Kung Fu at the Shaolin Temple. Now, just after 2 days, Natalie suddenly says that she doesn't want to keep learning Kung Fu. After Shaolin's life is no longer fresh to Natalie, she starts to think that learning Kung Fu is boring and monotonous. The parents were anxious but decided to take their time with their 9-year-old daughter.
我当时以为很简单，很简单，只是踢点腿而已。
你以为武术就很简单啊？
然后压压腿就行了。
As Natalie didn't show up in the morning, during lunchtime, Master Yansen asks Xu Zhongpeng to go to ask Natalie what the matter is.
你按这个，它就会开启，从这里看。
我们两个拍得进去吗？
Unexpectedly, after Xu Zhongpeng sees Natalie's camera, he completely forgets his master's words.
这里，你先。
It seems that Xu Zhongpeng has not forgotten his master's instruction. After the photo is taken, he starts to remind Natalie's mom to practice moves, to help Natalie regain interest in Kung Fu. Then, will Natalie successfully return to the team to be trained tomorrow?
李正，今天的任务是打魔洞。在打魔洞的路上呢，大家一定要互相照顾。娜塔莉跑不快的时候，你们要帮助她。我就锻炼你们整个团队有没有互帮互助的精神。向后转，出发吧。
Finally, Natalie chooses to return to the team. Although the mountain road to the Dharma cave is winding and curving, rather precipitous. However, the focus of the training today is team spirit. Because of the rugged and rough mountain road, when they are running, the rest are running all the time with Natalie and Xu Zhongpeng.
我还记得第一次跑了到这个地方是很辛苦了，对，这个时候已经是光头了，因为我是无声团的。
Fabian used to run to Dharma cave frequently 20 years ago. This is where he meditates. He came to Shaolin Temple was because the high intensity and fast-paced life in the United States often put a lot of pressure on him, and he felt that he needed to change his life.
我应该是开始上班以后，我觉得想等一下，我停一下。
After he came to the Shaolin Temple, although his life and training were extremely hard, however, this period became the most important chapter of his life.
他对少林寺的那个记忆是一个定格，对他来说，一方面是对自己体能的一个挑战，另外一方面对自己就是后来的生活轨迹有着潜移默化的影响。它是一个种子，它是一个因。
上来累不累啊？
不累，不累。
娜塔莉累不累？
还行。
那你很好啊。他们刚来的练功的时候还不剩你呢，以后这样的课程会很多的。中间有没有休息？下次了一次要跑上来，知道吗？
It is not hard for Natalie to run to the Dharma cave. She finishes the task with the rest of the team within 30 minutes. In the past days of training, the care and love of the team members for Natalie make her feel extremely warm. She has completely merged into this team.
你能教我德语吗？
可以。Ich heiße Natalie。你知道什么意思吗？猜一猜就行了。
During the break, she also teaches them German excitedly.
因为我看到就是他们上那个爬山去达摩洞那天，娜塔莉的周围都是她的师兄弟，就可能是怕她摔倒或者怎么样。我觉得孩子那种人之初性本善，在这里体现无疑。其实那天爬山我根本不担心他，我知道他肯定没事。
The reason why her mother doesn't worry about her mountain climbing can be traced back to the days when Natalie was still a baby and already started to climb mountains and have adventures with her parents.
马上就下来了，坚持一下！哎呦，娜塔莉太棒了！
This is a video clip taken in 2014 by her mother when she and her parents traveled in the Tibetan inhabited areas in southern Gansu. The crying daughter was trying to accomplish a mission assigned by her dad. On this steep slope, she would reach the end simply with a rope. This is a video about Fabian, Natalie's father, who took her to ski back in Switzerland as an annual event. At 3 years old, Natalie started to learn skiing and receive speed training. Her father thinks that only by experiencing life in hardship can a child become more tenacious.
因为我教他滑雪，还有游泳，在海里面呢，对他非常适应能力还是很强。我说我们在喜马拉雅上爬上8天，他不会放弃了。他很聪明，就是需要他还要自信，要自信。
少林寺呢，不只是少林功夫，慢慢的你们会学习到很多东西。
Now, Natalie has been to over 20 countries and experienced many trials. However, Master Janssen says that this afternoon, she will have a true challenge to face.
我觉得这个挑战对他太难了，太难了。
加油！加油！加油！加油！加油！加油！
This challenge mentioned by Master Janssen is frog-like jumping upstairs and then crawling downstairs. The master asks them to go upward and downward for 4 rounds. To Natalie, this task is so hard. However, seeing how hardworking Xu Zhongpeng, her junior fellow, is, Natalie has been keeping going.
所以当时我的眼泪就下来了。这孩子就是他向我展现了他的另外一面，是我以前从来不知道的。
娜塔莉累不累？累啊！其实在学习动物的优点。
累不累？累啊！那累的时候为什么不跟师傅说我累了，我可不可以休息呢？
不想。
为什么呢？
不想就是不想。
他还是对师傅的一定的尊重，然后有点害怕，然后呢，他不要表达他已经是不行了，或者太累了。Siehst du noch mal?
After returning to the hotel at night, her mom is going to massage her to help relieve her fatigue. However, what her mother sees breaks her mother's heart.
天哪，你把腿伸直，我看一下。天哪，哎，娜塔莉，
我的眼泪就在眼眶里打转，可是我又得使劲的忍着。我就问他，哎呀，你疼不疼？他居然没事儿，他不哭。他说妈妈没事儿。我说那明天你还练吗？ 他想了想，这样。哎呦，我就说这孩子真是长大了。
看到孩子腿成这个样子了，你心里是不是还是蛮心疼的？
不一定是心疼，就是说2天以后没了，这个不是很大的，因为我是踢足球很多年了，经常这样子的受伤。
哎，你别磕着他腿，你小心点。
在训练过程中难免有这样的事情，磕磕碰碰，就比如有一些小的受伤，那就是练就他的心了。那练功练到最后呢，还是练就孩子那个坚定的心。
加油，拜拜啊！
Today is the 6th day of Natalie's training at the Shaolin Temple. At 5 a.m. she gets up early for running for the first time. Natalie is changing unnoticeably. The children in the children's class are trained rather hard. Especially, her junior fellow, a newcomer, can't help but weep sometimes. After the running in the morning, Natalie returns to the hotel to get refreshed and then hurries back to the Shaolin Temple, because Master Yansen's lecture is about to start. Natalie, who has always been late, arrives rather early today at the training venue on the Ganlu Terrace.
今天专门教你2个小红拳，知道不知道？以前让阿鹏给你练一遍小红拳，你看看。
Even if it is the last day of training, Master Yansen is still strict with Natalie as usual.
练到这里吧，学会了，再错就挨揍了啊！立正，阿鹏用力啊！预备，摆头，预备，摆头，你又忘记了？趴那儿做20个俯卧撑。为什么师傅让你一遍一遍的练呢？
我记得住。
对，拳打千遍，身法自然，记住这8个字啊。拳呢得打到上1000遍以后，你练起来呢就协调自然了，它就成为你身体的一部分了。你看阿鹏，你2个自己练，重复的练，我一会儿检查你们，不许偷懒啊。
Because of the limited time, Natalie just learns 1/3 of the moves of Xiao Hong Quan. Although she has learned the moves, her moves are not standard. Xu Zhongpeng naturally becomes her instructor, to help her correct the mistakes. Xu Zhongpeng teaches rather professionally and seriously. Then, after repeated practice, will Natalie's moves be recognized by Master Yansen?
你看这个手不是在那里擦，让它，但是这样，这样 ，OK， 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
学会了没有啊？我要开始检查了，会不会再做错了？不会了啊，再错了是吧？罚你蹲马步了。预备，1、2、3、4、5、6、7。
This time, Natalie indeed doesn't make any mistakes. Then, how will her master, who has been strict, appraise her performance?
非常好啊，娜塔莉完成的很完美。立正，休息5分钟吧。好。
那你看过滑雪吗？看过啊。景色漂亮吗？那假如有机会让你去试试，你愿意吗？
那你要不要？
姐姐教你行吗？姐姐教你，你愿意吗？啊，这是圣诞树，这棵大的呢是爷爷的，这棵小的是Natalie的。他们家有树林，他们自己去砍树，你看见没有？
During the break, Natalie's mom introduces Xu Zhongpeng to their house in Switzerland. Not only do they have a big forest of their own, but also raise many cows on their farm. Fabian also has 2 older brothers and 2 sisters. Their family lives a stable and easy life. Every year when Natalie's dad takes her back to their hometown in Switzerland, he will record the daily life of his daughter.
好玩吗？好不好玩？松山外面的世界好不好玩？啊，那你觉得是外面的世界好还是松山好？你觉得哪儿好？
少林寺。
少林寺是吧？
对，
我现在也觉得少林寺好。
老张，那这个脚是往这边打的，是个外摆腿。
After the break, Master Yansen continues to teach Natalie to practice Xiao Hong Quan. He hopes that tomorrow Natalie can perform Xiao Hong Quan perfectly, to bring a conclusion to her training at Shaolin Temple. After Natalie makes a mistake again, her master doesn't punish her. Instead, he asks her to hit him, but Natalie is unwilling to do so.
啊，打我！来，再打一次。对，就这样打啊。你没事儿，你难道真的能打得到我吗？再打，用快点，1、2，知道不知道？这个手就是把手了。
动作什么？
对，这里边有很多这个真的可以用的。
谁发明出的呀？
这就是在少林寺很老的僧人发明出来的。他这个拳已经有几百年的传承了。
Suddenly, Natalie starts to ask questions actively, which makes her master very happy. Seeing that Natalie becomes interested, her master shows her an example with her dad to explain to her patiently the application of each move of the Xiao Hong Quan into actual combat. Natalie is so concentrated.
配合在一起，这样也不行，为什么呢？要有转动的力量，这个胳膊转圈。还要记住一点啊，你给我站好了，听好了，这个少林拳啊，它最大的特点是什么？知道不知道？少林拳它不是打别人用的。 他是为了保护自己才练的拳，属于后发制人。为什么呢？他没有很多拳法是直接去进攻对方的，所以他慈悲。所以僧人练拳呢，练的是慈悲心。你得用脑。
心里懂，但是我很难说出来。
用英语说。
这英语我不知道。
不知道怎么说。
突然就是一改前几天，我怕师傅，我觉得他好严肃，我想起他我的心。 然后突然开始发问了，然后就跟师傅对话啊，他觉得师傅有很慈祥的一面，有很善解人意的一面，突然之间就好了，通了啊，我就觉得特别好，特别好。
那么我来少林寺了以后，给我带来了很多的好处。我希望他回来的这个地方，练功也是他可以有一些变化。
你是我见过领悟最好的一个孩子了，所以这个就是智慧。 这个就是禅，你看，
禅不是指摆设那种。
当然不是摆设了，这是里边有很多东西都需要你去参悟它、参透它。今天练得不错啊，但是你有很多小毛病要改掉它。小孩子犯错误没有问题，就害怕犯了错误不改，问题就大了。OK， 能听懂吗？师傅的普通话还说的可以吧？啊，你能听懂就是很重要了。立正，下课。
耶，师傅。
好。
但是这是在北京呢。
Natalie is getting better now. Her performance is better and better. After they leave the Ganlu Terrace, her master knows that tomorrow is the last day of her learning Kungfu at the Shaolin Temple, so he has prepared a surprise for her. Natalie is so looking forward to it.
4、5、6、7。
Today is the last day for Natalie to learn Kung Fu at the Shaolin Temple. Master Yansen formally starts to check the result of Natalie's 1 week learning. Her moves are standard and almost perfect. As the last task is finished jointly by Natalie and her fellows, her master's surprise has come.
今天呢是你们训练的最后一节课了，给你们找了几位师傅，给你们展示一下少林功夫，让你们看一下，让娜塔莉看一下，来坐这里吧。
See everybody.
哎呀，太好了，你们怎么这么好啊
Thank you.
As the masters from the warrior monk team of the Shaolin Temple finish their brilliant performance, Natalie is about to say goodbye to her life at the Shaolin Temple. Today is the time for her to say goodbye to the others. Unexpectedly, when she shows up again in front of the others, she is dressed totally differently.
东西一定要记住了，不要挖
师傅娜塔莉，
你们还不知道吗？娜塔莉今天要跟你们说再见了。
我要跟大家说再见，我今天回家。
娜塔莉今天就要回家了，你们舍得吗？
不舍得。
这几天跟她在一起相处的好不好？
好。
开心不开心啊？
开心。
那你走的时候应不应该唱首歌呀？喜欢听歌。
好吧。
大声点哦。
1 week of learning Kung Fu at the Shaolin Temple is short, but with sweat and tear, happiness and hardship, Natalie has experienced different tastes of life. Although she is still young, however, this memory, as it is to Fabian, her father, will be an inerasable beautiful episode to her.
想不想跟大家分开啊？不想啊。好，那以后要经常回来看大家，好不好？你走了，师傅送你个礼物。师傅送你一本书，好不好？师傅再送你一串佛珠，平安成长啊！
非常感谢这几天照顾我的女孩，教到年功，非常荣幸你听到你的这个你说的话，我也学习很多。来一个小礼物，从瑞士给你的一个瑞士青岛学身体好。
好，谢谢。
好，
谢谢。
After saying goodbye to each other, Master Yansen asks his disciples to go back to keep practicing Kung Fu right away. However, there is one child, who stays in a corner, lingering, unwilling to leave.
他不动。你今天可以跟我们一起吃晚饭，要吗？要吗？你要吗？要。
娜塔莉，他的弟弟跟弟弟一块玩。
Just now when Natalie sang the song, Xu Zhongpeng had been silent, with his head lowered. Indeed, after a week, not only has Natalie been changed, because of this elder sister, but also Xu Zhongpeng has become more lively. So, the departure today seems so hard to Xu Zhongpeng, a 6-year-old child.
姐姐过一段时间来找你学习来啊。好，走。
送你一朵花。
Hello，怎么样？
稍微的，看看，稍微的。
优秀，在女孩子里面绝对算优秀的，比较坚强，想让阿黛丽再跟俺们一起训练，让她进步很大。就是我想对她说，一定要不要放弃，一定要坚持下去。
就是教她一遍拳就能记起来。
娜塔莉，我知道你明天就要走了，在这儿跟你相处的这段时间，我们感到很快乐，知道你是一个善良的女孩。希望你走了在家能像在这里面一样，坚持，每天训练，在家听爸爸妈妈的话。
再见，娜塔莉，我们会想你的。